anyway, so we're clear on how the body was grabbed. The gift given up. It's a free will consent, and you're not in the body until the body gets out. Contrary to what anybody else. In my reality, no. I know when I grabbed the body, I was fucking there. And the first breath that the body takes is your entry into that body, into the tree of life, the lungs. And then once the tree of life fills first, then and only then does the tree of knowledge get fired up with you. The connection between heart, left and right hemispheres is complete. And of course, with the reptilian brainstem, so is the pre-built, pre-programmed transceiver to interfere with your existence. Okay? So we got that part covered. So this is how, now that you know this, your body, you have reclaimed your body because you understand the fraud. You understand how it was done, and you understand the nefarious purpose for why it was done. It's outright theft. And you can call it salvage on the high seas all you want. But that doesn't change the original sin fact, that there was an intent to commit fraud in the first place. And with that intent alone, everything after the fact is null and void. Nunc pro tunc pro nunc, ab initio ad infinitum, since before it began until infinity. And we know infinity's got no end, or no beginning either. So it's pretty cool. All right, so that hopefully clarifies things. And I'm probably going to get harder and harder on free men on the land assholes, sovereign citizen assholes, because you're no better or no different than a cop or a lawyer trying to aid and abet others into fraud by trying to show that there is a remedy within the system. You cannot do anything until you come back to life. And to do that, we go right back to the witness. So what this does is it culminates, it clarifies, and brings all those threads together to show you why the witness was so critical, and why the witness is the only living being in any courtroom. Well, you see, dead men tell no tales. Dead men cannot talk. For those that are still stuck in the legal ruffle thing, that's the difference between a summons and a subpoena. Excuse me. A summons is one that you do for the dead. You summons the dead. A subpoena means under penalty. Well, you can't harm the dead, so that's why a witness or a jury must be subpoenaed, right? They want living people there. Okay? So hopefully you're seeing a lot of these dots fully connected, and that's all I'm trying to do now is bring everything into one big, easy-to-see picture, so that you look at it and you will not have any fear any longer. And when you truly, truly know what it is I'm saying, nothing comes near you. It is your agreement that will attract these flies like shit. Okay? Just your thought and agreement do that. So this is why it is so critically important that with the knowledge and also the experience that we collectively have, we gain the wisdom. And the only question you need to ask yourself now to remain in universal honor, henceforth and forevermore, is answer this question. Are you the legal name, yes or no?
No.
All contracts are null and void with that one statement, Randy, because you KNOW. Yes, you know. Can you ever be told to believe otherwise? No.
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 Universe knows that. And honestly, I don't care if you're carrying a bucket full of ID in your pocket. If you know this, it's just useless paper and plastic. That's all it is.
I know. It's kind of like a bird. I know.
Yep.
Like a bird sound, right?
Yeah. The reason why I tell people to not carry any is because I don't. You don't need it. What the fuck do you need it for? Here's a piece of paper. It says I'm here. Oh, I can see you. It's okay. I can hear you. Put your insanity away. You don't need a piece of paper to say who you are.
I can be insane. I can be insane without a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and you can drive around your car without VINs and without plates and without registrations and without insurance. Mind you, remember, you're taking full responsibility for yourself. And here's the joy of universe: when you're standing in truth, what are you worried about? Well, okay, what if an accident? I see. Well, why would you worry about an accident? The universe steers everything clear for you, son. Ye of little faith. So what else, guys? What else can you guys say to help others that are newer to this table? Because we've got a lot of new people. I know we got lots and lots of new people here that are brand new to the truth, that have been caught up in the quagmire of the legal, the lawful, the common, all the rest of the shite that goes along with it, Magna Carta, Constitution, you name it, on and on and on the list goes. We've covered it all and destroyed it. But we do have a lot of people that still think that that stuff's real. Would you tell them, never mind what I would tell them, you already know what I tell everybody, what would you tell them from your own experience? For people that are still caught in the matrix, go back into the matrix for a minute, okay? You know, the what ifs, the buts, and all the rest of it. What are the practical things? I've been asked this so many times. For me, it's very simple. I've explained it countless times. But I made the choice to stand, and I knew it was not going to be easy. But I knew the answer had to be simple. I knew I would find it. I didn't think I did. I knew I would. So there's a lot of things that happen along the way, you know, about removing it through baby steps. Well, with me, it was like Grand Canyon jump. Get rid of it all. It's all fraud. But there are many people that just simply don't have the wherewithal to do that. And we're dealing with people, all of us are dealing at different levels of how much indoctrination and programming we received and how totally embedded in the system we all were, or some are still, to whatever degree. So maybe suggest baby steps. How about you guys give me some of your baby steps as to what you did to start moving in that direction?
Listening is a really, really good advice. It really is. We're not the name. We are so not the name. I am not the name. And stick to your path. For me, stick to my path at all costs. I've known inside me what my path is, and I've stuck to it. And Kate, your catchphrase is really say it all. Lose the fear, get in gear. You know, for overcome the fear.
Okay.
I don't pay attention to fear.
I'm going to ask you guys a question, and this is for you as well. You inspired it, so you might want to answer it. But Lynn, if I lose the name, do I have to change my name legally?
No, absolutely not, because you know within you are not that dead thing. For me,
okay.
I'm not
okay,
that
well,
dead corporate entity. How's that?
Okay. Well, that's great, but I don't want to be that name anymore because it's attached to so many things. So should I go to a notary and see about getting my name changed legally into another name?
Hell no.
Why not?
No. Legal.
Guys,
legal remedy.
Guys, hang on. I'm really asking you to get to the gritty stuff here, okay? I'm going to ask you the same questions that I get asked day in and day out.
Right on.
Okay? And I want you to answer them so that they're crystal fucking clear. Because I'll play devil's advocate until it comes out, okay? No, okay, nice. So I shouldn't change my name into another legal name. Why shouldn't I do that?
Still playing in the legal system, legal remedy.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Not reality. What?
So that would be like jumping out of a pot into a fire then, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I shouldn't have anything legal at all, right?
No need.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Well, what happens if I lose all my identification and I get rid of it all? What do I do as far as bank accounts or stuff like that to survive? What should I do then?
Trust in the universe.
Okay, that's a little heavy. I keep it simple, guys.
Very heavy. Okay, contract broken, nunc pro tunc, null and void. Okay,
that's still
Use
heavy.
it
Let's
as
get
a tool.
simple
Don't
here,
use
guys.
it-
We're talking to newbies. Stop thinking like everybody under fucking stands you. Start talking on the retard level. And I'm not saying that to be rude, okay? I'm saying that as a statement of fact. I need you to get it. This is how you can help others, or you're going to sound like a fucking new cager with carrots coming out your ass.
Well, how about
Now you're
going to
giving
speak
Kate
there.
fun.
Someone else was going to speak. Let them.
Start taking steps towards becoming self-sufficient.
Oh, okay. Well, what could I do in the meantime if I'm afraid to lose my legal name, Mystified?
Afraid of what? What are you afraid of?
Well, I still need to have a job, and I'm getting a government check, and I still have a bank account, and I still need to drive my car, and I've got my friends and family that are all doing the system stuff and legal stuff, and I don't want to look like an idiot. What do I do?
Let me help you with this, Mystified.
Would you please?
Okay. So, why don't you do this? Get a piece of paper. Put a line down the middle. Put on the side where your legal name, you're utilizing it. Okay? Start with your job, your house, your car, things like that. The mortgage, bank account, savings account, etc.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Gosh.
Your utilities, right?
Okay.
Find the least damaging one to you, or the one that you really don't care about. Say it's your kid because of you have a 2-story house. Your Wi-Fi for some reason isn't going through to the basement, and so the kid has the Wi-Fi. So why don't you not use the legal name on the Wi-Fi in the basement, since that's one company, and the kid will just have to use the computer upstairs. Try it on that. That's very ineffective. It's not going to harm you in any way. Oh, but my credit. Well, I wouldn't worry about that because you're beginning...
hang on, Randy, because I remember you telling me that it's about changing my intent. Now, I don't really fully get that yet because I'm really not in a place right now where I totally believe that that's true, that I do have that power. What kind of things? I mean, that's great. I love what you're saying there. I can do that. What things can I do to start making not only myself, but let's say the universe aware that I'm actually walking in that direction? Are there simple things that I can do that really don't have any consequence?
This is what I told my nephew.
Earn a library card.
There, that's a good one. I can do that. I've got an old library card. I don't need that. I've got the internet.
And by doing that, your intent is clear to the universe. That you're stepping on a new, or you're putting a curve or a straight, whatever, to your path of intent, and you will gather and garner more bricks on your path, getting a wider foundation. Okay, so that makes it clear for you, your intent there. You can also begin to get quiet yourself and meditate. If you don't do that, find times to do it, maybe 5 minutes a day for twice a week, and then increase that as you go.
That's really hard because I've got such a busy schedule.
Go
ahead,
Rick.
Good one. Go ahead.
Yeah. What is in my consciousness, and I stand with day in, day out, even in my sleep. I do not need to give somebody else permission. Okay, with a all capital letters, permission to give me permission to do anything. So.
Okay. Well, what about harming others though?
You do know harm. There is one law.
Okay. I told you I'd be a bitch on this one. So
you
keep going.
I got it.
You have to remain honorable.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
Nobody's given me permission to harm anyone, and nobody's given me permission to walk down the street. You see, I stand in honor.
Yeah, but I can give myself permission to harm someone.
If you want to do that, You will face repercussions, not universally, but also physically. You will be harmed.
Okay, got it.
You like being harmed?
That works.
Like to bleed?
There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. You got this, guys. What I'm trying to show you here is
Keep going. We see it.
Be careful. Be careful at what level you come in at people, because we can come in. You have no need. Go ahead, hon.
You have no need of permission to do good on this planet.
Thank you. Perfect answer. Gold star. Front of the class. That's a culmination, Richie, of the whole idea, and thank you for bringing that up, because that's a critical one. You know the one that I use for that, eh? Did you ask for permission to go pee this morning? No? Okay,
no.
Treat the rest of your day the same way. I don't need permission to get behind the wheel of my car. I'm going to be acting responsibly, and if something did happen because I earned it, then I will take care of it. That's my obligation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
That's responsibility. Absolutely.
Responsibility to humanity, to everyone, to yourself and to everyone. We had a beautiful example of that with Iris the other night.
You're stepping in the realm of love. You're either going to be in love or you're going to be in this meat soup fear world. So if you want to step here in the love world, then these statutes and laws and shit don't apply to you once you know who you are and you are not a legal name. The second you drop that the second you assume that you are a legal name to these goons, they are basically going to. I mean, you just actually killed yourself. You killed yourself.
Okay. Well, let's say, for example, guys, watch your sound in the background. All the mics are open, so it can get really, really annoying. Let's say here's another question. Well, if I really understand what you're saying about the legal name. I can see how that works. I really can. I've got logic. I can see that. What was I going to say there? I just derailed myself. But anyway.
You'll think of it.
There it is. Am I going to be tested, do you think?
Absolutely.
Of course. Okay. Unequivocally.
They need to know who you are. You need to know who you are. They're not just going to let you walk around and think you know who you are. You got to know who you are. You got to know. There's no I think or believe in this game. It's I know. I know that I stand in truth. I'm the one with the standing here. You have no standing. So you want to play, let's play. It's simple.
Okay.
So when the cable company sends you a bill for no longer using that Wi-Fi or unplugging it and you're not paying it, what you do is you send them a document stating that you are a living being, a supreme living being.
Why would I do that when really... Hang on. Because what I've got here, what I found on the caveofgaia.wordpress.com site, are a lot of useful things that I really understand with regards to information. Because one thing I do know is that in order to get these contracts with any company, I had to use a legal name. So I had to consent to be that legal name. So if I'm not consenting to be that legal name any longer, then I shouldn't really be in communication with these people other than just to let them know, to send them information. It doesn't have to have my name on it. Just send them some information.
No, you never you don't put that legal name on it.
Okay,
good
point.
You can still be called. Your friends can still call you the moniker of Jim.
Okay, now, here let's talk about the fine line between that, because I've already asked you if I can't use the legal name, should I change my name legally? And that's not a good thing, because I'd just be doing the same thing again with a different legal name. So what name do I use? Can I not use my own? Hang on. Can I not use my own name? If I do that, and I'm still not sure who I am, could it be assumed and presumed by anybody that I'm still that legal name?
Sure could.
Yep,
okay.
Of course.
How could you deal with that then?
So as I was saying, you tell them you're not, that you're a living being by sending them Kate's documents under writings. I would send them, you can send all of them if you want. I would send them just two. I would send them Babylon Has Fallen, and I would send them, you can take your pick, really any of them. Did you know, dear human, God, there's so many. They're all going to help you, because that states your stance and it puts your intent out there. You could also just email them if you want. You don't have to mail anything.
Well, I've read a lot of things on that website and they all resonate with me, and I think they would all be good to send. Could I not just send everything, as long as I've read it?
You could. You may bog down the system, and that's great. But to get your point across for your first time, I would say send them I Who Shall Not Be of Legal Name. I would send them that. That's what I did. And I also sent out Babylon Has Fallen. And then I need to make sure I get these names right because I want to give respect to the writer.
Well, here, I got an idea. And I think this is a very effective one. Based on this truth that we're talking about here, I don't own the name, the legal name. So would it not be a good idea
your birth
to
certificate?
Hang on. Would it not be a good idea if I got something in the mail from one of these companies that I had a contract with that I no longer have? It was created in that legal name. And because I don't want to commit fraud, would it not make more sense to, let's say if a bill came to that name, which is not mine, would I not just write something on it, please contact legal owner of Crown copyrighted name in the envelope? Because you see, I know it's fraudulent to send something in the mail without something on the surface. That's why the window envelopes are completely illegal in all sense, because there's no address on the envelope, it's in it. So you've already assumed thinking that's you've already assumed everything that's inside the envelope without even opening it. And it's already a contract because anything mailed is already deemed contract.
That's an excellent point.
I like that you mentioned about putting deceased on it, Kate, and putting it back in the post.
Or no decedent here.
See,
or just throw it in the garbage. That would work too, I guess.
No, you don't want to do that because that admits your agreement to that contract. It's already
it actually doesn't. Hang on, no, it doesn't, because it wasn't sent to me registered. It wasn't hand delivered. So how can it be proven that it actually got there in the first place?
Doesn't matter, registered or hand delivered. You are not the legal name.
Well, I know that.
Right.
I know that. So if it's not for me, I just throw it out. That works too. Randy, I'm giving all the solutions here, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
That works.
That is
if you want to start like that, if you really want to play, though, well, we'll wait. We'll wait for another show for the really playing. But I would say I shall not be legally named. Make copies of the birth certificate and you can write on there proof/intent of fraud. Send that. You can staple that to the other documents and send that out to whomever you still have a spiritual contract or a contract with, which is deemed spiritual. Okay? You can email them. You can mail them. You can scan the birth certificate and send it because that's fun. That's just F-U-fucking-N. Because that really blows them up.
I want to help, if I could say something. Hi, it's Michael from Crete.
Oh, Mike, how are you?
Hi, a long time. I hear every night, but because it's now it's 4:00 in the morning, so I hear the next day the show. And 2 days ago, I hear you said I say the same things all over again and again and again. It's the same question, the same answers, and something hit me. And I was searching for something, and I see this called FAQ, F-I-Q. Frequent asking questions, and it hit me. Your writings are perfect. So why not 10, 20, 100 of FIQs, FAQs on your site for the newbies?
What a great idea!
It's the same and the same and the same, and believe me, they got lost. A lot of people read it, they understand a little bit of that, and they don't understand it, and then read it again. But then, if you have 10 or 100 FIQs, FAQs, I think it will solve a lot of problems. Because if everybody of us said the same and the same and the same in a different, slightly with a little bit emotions in, nobody understands nothing. So, it's one of my ideas, and that's the reason why I stay up today, and I want to talk to the show. And because 2 days ago, and it's the same every time, the same and the same and the same, and it's so easy. And because it's easy, it's a little bit difficult to bring it up to people, newbies. So that's what I want to say.
I think that's a great idea. Frequently asked questions. Maybe you guys can help me out with that. Some of the frequently asked questions that you think will come up. I know I've got quite a few that I could have. And maybe we can put our collective heads together so that we can help a larger swath of humanity. Because, you know, the last thing I want people to feel when they get here is intimidated, which is what I do anyway. Okay, you know what I'm like. And you know it's coming from a completely unconditional love of so passionate as to not want any of the shit that I had to go through for anyone else to have to deal with it. Okay? It was not a fun experience. It was an experience, a very, very important learning one that provided me all the tools I needed to be able to allow people now to keep their homes, their cars, their kids, their everything. And the only thing that keeps them not secure is the fact that everything is registered and upon registration surrendered to the Crown Corporation. And it's all and only hinged upon the legal name. I didn't notice how I don't say your legal name on the legal name, because the legal name that you might claim as your legal name is one of 7.3 billion that you could be.
That's what I wanted to say, Kate. Yeah, that's it right there. That's the stuff from when I went down into the rabbit hole, and I'm still there, and I'm doing one thing at a time here, and that's it. Is the name that we've been given, our roadmap, has been hijacked, stolen, undercover, under the radar. That's what people aren't realize. That's what I know. So, you know, my name, I will not register my name, and I will not license my name to anything, to anyone. You know, and because I know that, I know who I am, and the name isn't what I am. It's a roadmap, but they've hijacked it, taken possession of it, and along with that.
Again, I don't want to keep saying they, because we do it to.
Right, the Crown, basically.
Hang on, no, I'm agreeing with you. Let me expand on this, because you've hit some very critical points here. I just want to make sure this is crystal clear with people. Okay, the intent was there to defraud, yes, but the ignorance to be in fraud is ours. It's there as well. So it's a tango. Right? We just have decided to dance the tango any longer. So let me just answer it this way. With regards to the legal name, can I not use that name? Yes, you can. However, what I will suggest, in order to break the nameaholic pattern of just thinking and using that same name again, which is automatically going to go back to you thinking that you're a piece of ID. It's locked in you've got to break this cycle. This is a program that you have to short out. So may I suggest, for a little while, if only for a little while, you come up with something new to call yourself, to answer to, that is not related at all to the legal or your real God-given name, which are one and the same. They sound exactly the same, but they're completely different. But the problem with people is the habit. When you have been habitually using that name, and of course using all sorts of ID with it, if you continue using it, you are going to find a very difficult time breaking free of that program. So come up with something. Maybe you had a nickname in high school. Maybe you have a nickname now. Who cares? How about you just get it in your head that you're gonna choose your own name. You don't need to take hand-me-downs from mom and dad. You already know your path, which is what Richie was saying. The clue to your life is the name, which means way. That's why it was taken and hidden, as Richie said. And it was up to us to find our own way, find our own name. So maybe in the meantime, I think this might be a good suggestion for those that are still not clear on what the difference between your real name and a legal name is. They are oil and water, yet they sound and are spelled exactly the same. So just break the full habit at first. go cold turkey in your mind. You don't have to do this on paper or anything. This would be, I think, a good start for anyone just coming in to this part of their awakening, which is the truth. You have found the truth. This is how humanity gets set free. Do you think that might be a good way to approach things, guys? Richie, everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
You could also say my calling is eliminate the name altogether.
Right, my
and
calling.
Just know
like my harvest.
inherently that you are free. Stop the governing of your mind, the mind control.
Yeah,
inherently, the war on care, the divine, sacred, feminine, the spirit. End it now. Thank you.
That works.
I remember a long time ago you said there is a mother with two jobs, have no time. She wants to feed her babies, and she has not the time to think about all this, how we can help her. And so we have to approach these things, I think, it's my opinion, a little bit soft. So slowly, one suggestion you said, it's to break the habits of the name, to say I'm self-named, or my name I give it to myself is this. So be mindful about this, that there be a lot of people outside they're not in our stage of evolution, of awakening. And so if we approach it a little bit too harsh, they get away. So if you make it a little bit slowly, you can start with the name, because if you get in a conversation and you get in about these deep themes we get in, we have the gnosis, we know about it, and then we be empiric. We have done something. So we are friends of Sophia, of philosophy, of wisdom. So they are far, far, far away. So we have to be a little bit careful and get a little bit slow on these newbies. I like the word newbies.
One of the best starting points for all of the information that you've brought is the interviews that you do on other people's shows, because you start right at the beginning and you take it nice and slow, you know, and that's where you're at your best. You're clear and concise, and you don't go off down side tracks. You're just straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree. Geez, I wonder why people don't interview me. I can't imagine why. No, it's all good. Ethan Fox, I believe. No, not Ethan. Ethan. Oh, come on, Kat. The gentleman's name was Ethan. I'll dig it up and put the link back up. But one of the best interviews I've ever done was with him. I had a great interview with Vinny. Lots of good interviews with Johnny Guzman on QLP Multimedia. Trying to think of other ones.
Mike McCracken.
Mike McCracken, probably the best interviews of all with Mike McCracken.
Yes.